Hi, thank you so much for coming back. If you're new here, welcome, and please do consider hitting that subscribe button because I believe that you stumbled upon this video for a reason. My name is Obonyo. I currently live and work in Thailand, and this is what I'm going to be talking to you guys about. Now, for the past 2 weeks, I've been talking about the reasons why you should come and work in Thailand, and also what to really expect. Okay, I am talking about teaching in Thailand because this is what I have experience in. Now, I remember in my last video, I spoke about the reasons why you should come teach here, okay? And then I promised that I'll talk about the checklist, the things to put together before you travel. But on this list, there's one very important thing that I have to talk about. And so I'm dedicating this video to talking about visas, right? There are quite a number of visas you can use to get into Thailand. I'm not going to be talking about all of them. I'm only going to be talking about the relevant ones. And also, I don't want to talk about the stuff that you can read online now. I want to talk about the things that I've experienced and also the things that my friends have experienced, the things that the stories that I've had. Okay, I'm leaving all the other stuff that you can read up online. Okay, and so if you are interested in that, stick around and I'll give you a recommendation as to what visa I think is the best. All right, now. The very first visa is the non-immigrant visa, which I think is the most important one because it's the working visa. Now this one you apply for in your home country, and the things you need for this is a valid passport, you need a letter from an employer in Thailand, you also need supporting documents that is required by the Royal Thai Embassy in your country, as well as proof of funds, okay? And this application has to be made in person. Very important. All right, now once you apply for this and your application goes through and you get the visa, they normally give you a 90-day visa. All right, then you come to Thailand, and within the 90 days you are required to apply for a work permit. Now this work permit, again, it requires a whole lot of things, but two of the most important things that I need to tell you guys about is your degree. I remember saying in one of the videos that to work in Thailand, you don't need an education degree, you just need a degree. Yeah, so you require that degree, and also you require a TOEIC or TOEFL, some sort of English certification if you don't come from a native English-speaking country, okay? Now, once you get the work permit, then you go ahead and apply for the 1 year, or rather, apply for the non-immigrant B visa, which is going to be the duration of your contract. Most of the time you find that your contract is a year long, okay? And after that you are set, okay? So after that, all you do is report to the immigration every 90 days to just say that you're still in the kingdom. And also, should your contract come to an end and then the school renews it, you can always renew the non-B visa here in Thailand. All right. And the other thing about these non-B visas is that whenever you want to leave the country, if you have a single entry, you will be required to apply for a re-entry permit. Now this is very important. Should you ever leave Thailand without a re-entry permit, your visa becomes invalid, and you can as well kiss your visa goodbye. All right. So before you leave, if you don't have a multiple entry visa, you have to apply for a re-entry visa at immigration. That will cost you about 1,000 baht or 2,000 baht at the airport. All right. So that's the one visa that I think is very important. The other visa is education visa. Okay, so you can get here if you want to come study. You can get here using the education visa. Now, this education visa, again, it's for international students. You apply for it. The one thing that I need to mention though is that, again, you apply for it using, the normal requirements, acceptance letter from your university, proof of funds, and all of the stuff that you can look up. Okay, then you are given a 90-day visa that you come to Thailand with, and then when you're doing your first 90-day report at the embassy, then you should apply for the 1 year study visa. Okay, now when you go and apply for this visa, you as an international student need to prove that you have paid for your registration as well as your tuition fee in full. Okay, so you have to be very careful if you're applying for a study visa. Think about how long your study is. If it's going to be maybe 2 years, it's going to be costly. If you want to work here and you're thinking of coming here using an education visa, you might decide to take maybe a 6-month visa to come learn Thai. And then whilst you're here during that time, you find a job. Now, I'm going to talk about this a little later on, okay? Let me talk about the tourist visa first. Now, the tourist visa is a tourist visa. Again, you apply for this in your home country. You know, it's just the normal requirements: a return ticket, supporting documents, proof of funds. Now, if you are coming to Thailand and you are from an African country, you might want to have this proof of fund in as hard cash. Okay, I don't know if you guys, some of you might have read that of a Kenyan lady who was transiting to Cambodia and she didn't have like hard cash, and there was a bit of problems here. Okay, so you need to have proof of funds in hard cash. It's what they call show money. Okay, you need to have a proper itinerary. Okay, you just need to prove that you are coming as a tourist and not to do other things. All right. The one thing I also need to mention about the tourist visa is that you cannot work on a tourist visa. That's a bad idea. You will be arrested and you will serve a jail term. I'm talking about the things that I have witnessed. Okay, you cannot work on that. Should you come to Thailand and you love it and you decide that you want to teach and live here longer, you need to have your employer process your papers. Once your papers has been processed and you got a letter from the Ministry of Education, letter from them, your contract and everything, then you go back to your home country, apply for the NIMB, and then come back and do the legal thing. As I said, if you're caught working on a tourist visa, you will be arrested. All right. The other thing about a tourist visa is that it's 60 days long, but once your 60 days are over, you can apply to extend your stay by 30 days, of course, at a fee. Okay, so those are the three visas that are very important to you guys. And as I said, should you come here on either an education visa or a tourist visa, find a school, find a job. Once that is done, have them process your papers, and then you will have to fly out of the country and apply for non-B. Usually, a long time ago, they'd allow the African countries to do a visa run. We call it a visa run in the neighboring Asian countries, but there have been a lot of irregularities and a lot of, things. Some people get themselves on the wrong side of the law, and so they banned everything. Now these days, you actually have to travel back to your country. All right, so yeah, that's all about it. But all I have to tell you is that once you attain a visa, every 90 days you have to go report that you're in the country. Also, you have to go, if you want to leave the country, you always have to get a re-entry permit in order for you to come back. But you can as well opt to get the multiple entry, which means that you can come in and out of Thailand without having to pay the 1,000 or the 2,000 baht, but of course, as you can imagine, the multiple entry visa will be more expensive. So anyways, I hope this has shed some light, and I'll be doing a lot more on this. Of course, this is just like I've just brushed a little bit about on this stuff that you need, but I'm going to be talking in depth about how you can apply for these visas step by step. All right, wait, sorry, I just remembered that I needed to give a recommendation as to which visa I think is best. For me, I feel like you should come here using a tourist visa. Come here and experience the country, all right? Experience the food, experience the people, experience the weather, and determine if this is somewhere you can live. Once you do that, then once you're doing that, if you like it, go ahead and apply and then do the whole thing. But under no circumstance should you work on a tourist visa. All right, well, do continue. I do hope you found this helpful, and I hope to see you next time.